Hey, Fro Nation. I hear horns honking outside. Why? Because I am in New York City. Ari's here. Ari, wave to the camera. Wave to the people out there so they can see you and hear you. There, he waved. He waved for all of you guys out there. So why are we in New York City? Because I wanted to come up and talk to Gary Vaynerchuck. And if you guys haven't heard of Gary V yet, well, you will after you listen to this podcast. I don't know if this is going to be parental guidance needed, but I'll just say probably need some parental guidance just for some words that may be used. Gary gets a little emphatic, but he knows what he's talking about. He's a big guy in the tech world. You can watch on the page. I'm going to post one of his cool videos from speeches that he's done. He gives a lot of talks to a lot of tech people, and they're really good. I saw him, and I thought he was fantastic, giving no BS information and ideas, and it's just really good for marketing and branding. And don't forget to listen for the secret word phrase, Pee Wee Herman's secret phrase that comes up at some point. We'll come up with something good somewhere during the show, and I'll just say, please tweet this, please put this on Facebook, and let us know what you think. So we're going to get into this because I can't wait to talk to Gary. We're waiting for him to come up here. We're going to talk. We're going to have a nice conversation. I think you guys are going to gain a lot of good knowledge out of this week's Raw Talk. This week's FroKnowsPhoto Raw Talk is brought to you by Allen's Camera. Check out allenscamera.com for all of your camera needs, whether it's Nikon, Canon, Olympus. They even have Sony, your Sigmas, your Tamrons, your Tokinas. They've got it. They've got real people there to help you out. You may even get Allen on the phone, so check out allenscamera.com for more information there. Want to thank Vanguard, because they are taking a major role in this year's Fro Holiday Contest, which is running right now. There is still time for you to enter for free or try to find a golden Fro pick from the store. But enter for free at FroKnowsPhoto.com/contest. You can do that, and we will be picking some winners. So thanks to BBOPokerTables.com for giving us the poker table we're not using right now. And then we will... enjoy this week's Raw Talk. I think you're going to like what Gary has to say. At least I hope you do, or he'll yell at you. GoPro's going. We're ready to go. We're in New York City. We're in Gary Vaynerchuck's, it's VaynerMedia's office. Gary, how you doing?
I'm well. Is this video camera capturing us?
It's stealing your soul right now.
Got it. Is it really capturing? I feel like I'm out of the lens.
It's a ultra wide. It's on wide.
It sees me?
It sees you. At least amazing. They released a product without the app. The app is there, but you can't use the product yet until they update the app. And it's been out for over a month. What do you think about something like that? Releasing the product, then getting the app out 2 months after it's been released.
Is the app essential to the experience?
Absolutely. Why? Because I could look on my phone right now to see if you are being seen because I can view it.
I would say that's poor execution.
Yeah. Even though they sell a ton of them. That is one of the...
Well, listen, that's Apple poorly executes plenty of things, and... They sell am I allowed to curse on this show?
Yes.
They sell a shitload of their things.
Yeah. So right off the bat, I had to upgrade the firmware as soon as it came out of the box.
Why is it blinking? Does it mean the battery's going off?
No, that means that it's recording.
Okay, cool.
I haven't put tape over it yet.
All right, let's focus. People are here not to have me analyze hardware since I know nothing about it.
Hey, So basically, Gary hasn't heard of Raw Talk yet. Now he's being on Raw Talk. Quick on your background. I'm telling people that on the page they can find one of your keynotes that you've given so they can learn anything they want about you because you've gone over it. Yep. If you want to give a quick,
30 second.
Yep.
I'm entrepreneur first. I was born in Belarus in the former Soviet Union, came to this country when I was 3, lemonade stand at 5, baseball card business at 10, 12.
Beckett.
That Beckett guy was my life.
My first pro job, Beckett.
Yeah?
Photography.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah, my first pro gig at 15 was shooting video games at the Franklin Institute, sports video games for Beckett Monthly.
Oh my God, that's huge. What year was that?
Yes. 97? No, 96.
Nice. So I was really heavy into Beckett 91 till 94. Those were my golden years. Got dragged into my dad's liquor store, $2 an hour to bag ice, hated it, fell in love with wine, wanted to build 900 liquor stores and buy the New York Jets after I sold that chain. Ended up realizing there was this thing called the internet. First time I ever heard, remember that?
Yep.
And that impacted my life very heavily. I said, wait a minute, I don't need to open up 900 liquor stores. I can sell all this wine through this fucking thing. Launched WineLibrary.com in 1996 for a one-store liquor store, small liquor corner store in New Jersey that was rogue as hell. Blew it up.
It's a beautiful store. Been there.
Well, now it's
Now it's
40,000 square feet. I bought the Burger King next door. So it's not what it was when
No
I did
wine
it.
and burgers?
No. And then YouTube came along, and I said, okay, this is the next innovation, right? It was e-commerce. It was email marketing for me in 99. It was Google and SEM in 2001. It was blog advertising in 03, and then Google came out with, then YouTube came out, and I was like, this thing. I was like, fuck, this thing is different. And I went all in. I started a wine show called Wine Library TV in 2006, and it changed my life, right? It made me internet famous. I used Facebook and Twitter and Tumblr and other things to build up my brand. That led to me amassing almost 1 million followers on Twitter, becoming this personality, getting offered to speak at keynotes. I wrote a couple of New York Times best-selling books, Crush It and Thank You Economy, that amplified my profile even more, did TV, spoke at a keynote where you were shooting, right?
Yeah, I was before I even started my website.
That's right.
I can tell that whole story.
Right, influenced people, right? Which,
Yeah.
Which sitting and watching from afar what you've done since the day you came up to me after that talk and said, hey, you really fired me up, dude, who are you? And like, should I, am I going to do this? Like, I want to do that. Like, and just watching what you've been able to accomplish through your hustle and your skill. Listen, you have skills. People forget skills matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, that led to brands really asking me what the hell. That led me to start invested in Twitter and Tumblr, and Path and Uber, have been very successful in that world. That's obviously amassed a lot of the dollars that I'm going to need to eventually buy the New York Jets, which is my goal.
Did their value go down this year?
Yeah. But when you buy Facebook at $3 a share, 40 is exciting and 27 is fine, right?
Yeah.
I invested in Twitter when it was a $50 million valuation. I think it's at $8 billion right now.
Nice.
So I'm not starving on paper, because it all might go to zero if Twitter never exits. So I'm very real, right? Like, cool, kudos on me, but like I know Twitter can go to zero and I could lose all of them. So I don't get too high on anything. I like to work. I like to get my fingers dirty, which is why I started an agency, which is about as dirty as you can get. In the last 3 years, VaynerMedia has grown from 0 to 200 people. We're doing the social media creative and strategy and content management for some of the biggest companies in the world. And, it's fun to build another 8-figure business very quickly. To me, I think the reason I'm worth listening to is because I do. And I think that matters.
Well, when I went to see you speak, I didn't know. Well, I knew you were speaking. I had this idea of the first time I ever encountered seeing you ever, and this was on TV. You were at the draft day on ESPN wearing a Jets shirt, and I saw this obnoxious New Yorker guy going, "What up?"
Yep.
And then I heard of who you were, and I was like, I don't know that I like obnoxious New York guys. I'm Philly. And then I listened to you
Why
speak.
did you know who that was me? Did you see Twitter mention Gary Vee was like? Did that come through your screen?
I was watching the draft.
But
I
at the
didn't
time
know,
you didn't have any context.
I didn't know who you were, but then when I saw a picture, it reminded me a long time ago.
You literally remembered?
Yeah.
That's
well, how
pretty
could I
intense.
not remember you?
It's true. My whole face was.
I mean, it's just
screen.
like you're like, "What's up, Jets?"
That's a good job. Okay, cool.
You probably didn't have a good draft that year.
Yeah,
But,
probably. Go ahead.
And I watched it, and I was like, "You just spoke truth. You dropped truth bombs all over the place, and a couple of F-bombs, and it was just great because you said there is no secret to this. You just go out there and you beat the shit out of it. You do the best that you can, and you just engage with people.
Yeah.
And many people don't know that my FroKnowsPhoto sound came from Gary Vaynerchuck, and the little thing called the sniff test that I do to gear when I unbox it came from Gary sniffing wine. He would go, "Let's give it a little sniffy sniff," and people don't know where that came from.
It's so crazy to watch all your success and watch how many people follow you. And I've always had a soft spot for you. For who the hell really knows? I mean, you know how much, and it could be.
You loved the
I loved
pick.
the way your face looked when you came up to me after I spoke at that DC Baltimore gig. There was just something that I remember, and I've been right about the 3 or 4 times I've ever felt this. There's just something about the look that an individual has, because everybody comes up to me and says after my talk, "I'm going to do it," and none of them do, and I don't believe them at the time, and I don't see it. There's just something about the way you said you were going to do it, or that like you felt something. Like, you know what? I felt like you came up to me that I remember the feeling right now, and this is probably what, 3 or 4 years ago, 2 years,
It was
3?
over 3 years ago.
Right. I can literally feel it again. Kind of had you kind of looked at me. We kind of talked a little after my thing, and you said, it wasn't what you said, because I don't remember that, to be honest, but I remember what I felt, which was, I think this guy realizes that everything else and all the other advice from the type of people that spoke at this event besides me is shit, and that what I'm talking about is the game, and he might actually do it.
Well, and
does that make sense?
Yes, it does, because I didn't have a site there. That was the second conference I ever went to, and the only conferences I went to I didn't pay to go because I don't like paying the people to listen to them like that. I got in with my photography. I offered my services. And when you said things, you just said it like it was, and that said, okay, I don't have to listen to what these guys are saying. I can just go do what I do that I'm best at. And so I went home, and literally 3 months later, I launched FroKnowsPhoto, met some people at those events, had them build my site, and then just didn't listen to most of the things they were saying. Everything was, you need to have articles written, and I just knew that YouTube for me,
JV and lists
partners
and all this
build
shit.
your list, and I just said, you know what, video is where I want to be. I can say it, I can demonstrate it, and I think YouTube is missing that for my type of video. And I literally put out a video a day for 2.5 years. Just, and you know what that's like.
You put in the work.
Yeah, and interacted with people.
And I did it for 5.5.
Yeah.
I mean, it's work.
Yeah. It is work, but it's enjoyable, and you get to interact with people and meet people all around the world. I was shooting Justin Bieber last night, and from the Pit and Psy, by the way. And I was getting tweets when I got home. I looked at my tweet deck or whatever I was looking at, and there's people that took pictures of me in the Pit going, I follow this guy on YouTube.
Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, so you see that stuff, and it's great.
And you have great branding because they'll see the hair, and so it's easy for you to stick out in that environment.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Okay.
And
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the question?
I don't remember what we were. Ari, do you have any clue what we were talking about? I don't know. It's when we met. I don't know. Yeah, it was the intro. I heard Gary speak, and what sent me off on the right path was the fact that there is no secret to it. Don't listen to all the BS that is out there that people tell you. You have to do it like this. You have to find what works for you and take a little bit from the left, take a little bit from the right, and see if that's good. And so that's what I did. And people early on were like, oh, you've got a list of 5,000. That's incredible. You need to sell. No, I didn't start selling shit. I sold T-shirts because that's how I
get more awareness.
Right, more awareness, but also
and it's like,
keep me alive.
Right, and it was not an expensive. You weren't ripping them off.
No,
you weren't charging thousands of dollars for information.
No,
you were selling a $20 T-shirt for $20.
And I stuck with the free model. Yep. Everybody's like, oh, you need to have a pay site. Well, how can you have a pay site before you have people show up to your door? So,
and let's remember, like, there's very few people that have good enough content that's worth paying for. Like, I'm going to say something obnoxious for all the people that don't know me on this. Like, I think I'm smarter as a marketer than 99% of the talking heads out there. And you can get my stuff free on YouTube, or you can buy the book that recaps it every once in a while when I do that for $20 fucking.
Yeah.
The hell are you buying $900 ebooks for from clowns that have never sold shit in their life?
Yeah. Well, they make money
off
of...
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
I'm really right.
Absolutely.
They make money off of selling How to Make $1 Million.
They make money off of selling to the lowest common denominator consumer who's being trained to think it can happen quickly, who's lazy enough to think it can happen quickly. And that hurts when I say that. I'm somebody who's probably thinking right now, like, fuck you, dude. Like, but the truth is, it's hard-ass work. Like, you can't win without hard-ass work.
No.
Like, period. Oh, by the way, talent.
A lot of people forget that. They think that anybody
I do not want to be the marketing leader around social media. I want to be the quarterback of the New York Jets. Guess what? Problem. I don't have the talent.
Well, you may be able to do it.
I may be able to do it after I buy the Jets and force myself to be the quarterback. If you think Cuban and Jerry Jones are bad owners, wait till you see what I fucking do. But the truth is, you've got to be real to yourself. Like I probably one of the reasons I thought you would work and was because I knew you had photography talent. And that's what you were going to be talking about.
You actually didn't know I had talent yet.
True. You're absolutely right. But I knew that that's where you were going. Like, when I first saw the Fro thing, you were talking about photography and reviewing product. Like, that was like, he's not selling, like, as a matter of fact, I hate that I hate that my talent is business, because that gets into selling business ideas. It's just what I am.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't know what else to say. Like, I know how to build businesses. Like, fucking VaynerMedia 12 months ago, had 28 employees and 10 clients, and now has 220 employees and 70 clients. Like, I did that. Like, that matters.
I like the waiting room.
Did you like it?
I enjoyed the waiting room.
It's like a little wine bar.
Well, what's cool about it
wine
is
right now. I think it's open.
There is no wine. They drank it all. You've got everybody's. It's a collaborative environment.
Yeah.
It's laid back. People in jeans, working on their Macs. I haven't seen one non-Mac here.
Yeah, I think it's a rule.
It is a rule?
I think so.
Something like that. So in terms of, you have a big Facebook presence, and I've been seeing lately that you've put up sponsored things.
Yes,
sponsored.
You emailed me about that. I said,
I did.
Let's save it for the show. You're a very observant dude. It speaks to why you've been successful.
Well, because it's a whole new shift in Facebook now. You want more people to see, you kind of pay for it, but it does work. You
Go ahead.
pushed your Instagram because I'm assuming you want to build a bigger following there and find more people there. Is it worth paying to have it get the eyes out there?
Probably not for you and me, but I'm doing a lot of things right now to understand dynamics for my clients.
So it's your
I'm doing
guinea
both,
pig
right? I'm in
on
such
yourself.
a great place, right? Everybody knows I'm not a douchebag in my community, so I can probably get away with more spammy type things. I'm never going to do the spammiest of things. Everybody knows that I have a long track record.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to learn. And so, I know I have a good community. I know that people care about me. And so, how many people could I bring awareness to that I'm doing Instagram more, because I do believe Instagram is the platform that really matters right now. I myself am not a natively good communicator through pictures. I never grew up taking pictures or thinking in picture form.
I have a guide for that.
So
I should send it to you.
But I think it's a talent thing, right? Again, living my life and then seeing something. So it's really funny, right? I think a lot about micro content. One of the things I'm excited about is turning what I'm best at into micro content. Let me explain. I'm excited that my next keynote, I'll take the video of that, bring it home, have it in HD, and then let my micro content producers here chop it up into picture form with my top 15 quotes from that keynote, put the picture with the quote on top of it. That will work for me, but that's production.
Pinterest and
Instagram even. I'm going to test it. I don't know, but you have to storytell the way you are on those things. I'm not the guy, unlike you, that can walk through my life and see something visually and take a picture and make that work for people. That's not me.
Right.
But I know Instagram matters. I know pictures matter, and I'm trying, and I'm getting to test to get analytics to justify to my clients about what works and things of that nature.
And your favorite thing, I'm sure, are analytics. When people tell you what's the ROI of what we're doing, and you give a big FU to that sometimes.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think the ROI of your mother. So my famous thing is, what's the ROI of your mother, right? And everybody laughs at that and thinks I'm giving an FU, like you just said to it. The funny part is I mean it, which is I don't know the financial impact of the way my mom raised me, but I have a hunch it's all of it. And so I can't then think everything's black and white. And the more willing you are to be patient, the more upside there. Has this journey for you over the last 3.5 years, has it been worth it financially for you?
Yeah, at this point.
And was it day one?
It was not day one, but I think within 6 months the writing was on the wall that I needed to adapt to what was happening.
Yep.
That part of the original reasons for starting weren't going to happen.
Right.
So I saw the change, and then I went with it.
Good for you.
And it was just like...
Did you think about monetizing the content long term? Get a big base and then maybe do a freemium product where it'd be $3.99 a month?
That was part of the idea,
Yeah.
but I don't know that I want to lock up for $3.99.
Got it.
I thought about having a paid
Whatever it
site,
was. Whatever.
but
and then what happened?
well, what happened is I just released my video guide, the FroKnowsPhoto Beginner Guide to Getting Out of Auto.
Yeah.
I waited until the time was right, 100 and some thousand subscribers on YouTube,
Yep.
and put out a quality product, 3 hours long as a digital download, had some people help me release it, even though I sold more than they did, and it was time to put it out. I've given 3 years of free stuff.
And how much was it?
It's $67.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it breaks down to $20 a year. Sure felt like a good deal to the people that had built up equity.
Yeah.
And how did it do?
Very well. It's doing very well.
Good for you.
It
Makes me super happy.
Well, it's a great thing because I can keep creating more. The whole point is not to charge for the basic content. The content that I do every day, the stuff that's fun, this stuff.
Let me ask you a question. The product that's sold, the guide, a recap and a good resource, because I still think that's valuable, right? So I think about my books, right? If you really follow Gary Vee, and I know you do, and other people, if you're really paying attention to every little interview I'm doing and every keynote,
all the
guess
information's
what?
there.
It's there.
Well,
I struggle. I'm writing my new book right now. Jab, 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 right hook, right?
Nice.
And I'm all I'm trying to do is save an idea or two for fuckers like you, so that you're okay, that to me, my shit is so strong that I have to have one idea worth $20.
Yeah.
I have to.
And that
$20? That's 3 fucking cups of coffee.
At
I have
Starbucks.
to. And Like, and the more I give away my stuff for free, the more of yous exist to tell people, like, do you know how many people pay attention to you? Tons. For you to say, like, my impact on how you went about, do you know how flattering that is to me? And do you understand the context that means to everybody who's listening right now? Shit. Like, this guy that I look up to followed that game plan that this dude talked about. It's got to be worth. And so that's why I end up selling so many more books than I deserve to, because it's only $20.
Yeah.
And to me, books, look, I don't know, I feel like we're probably going to do $30 million next year at VaynerMedia. All based on giving away this stuff for free because I was right so many times in a row that clients want to listen to me.
Right. No, and that is true. People would ask, why do I need to do this? And they'd put it on YouTube. Why do I need to buy this when he's put it out for free?
Yeah,
well, I put it into one place. You
don't have to.
You can search it. You can watch every one of these videos. We're building the FroKnowsPhoto.
And so people either buy it because they want to be efficient with recapping it in one form. Because is this a PDF or ebook?
No,
or
it's 3 hours of video.
Got it. I'm sorry. So maybe somebody wants people learn in one shot. And/or what I think is really happening is people just want to fucking thank you so that you can afford to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's why I think people support my stuff.
Yeah, some of our best readers, we have got a guy named Pascal who's in Canada, and he's bought every...
Big ups to Pascal. What's up, baby?
He became he used to do a Spreecast wrap-up after I did a Spreecast.
Oh, shit.
Because I was doing it.
Good for him.
He's picked up every T-shirt. We have to send him a free hoodie, by the way, just as a thank you. You want a hoodie?
Yeah.
An I Shoot Raw hoodie?
Yes.
We'll get you one. They don't come in jet screen, though. I'll order you a special one next time.
No, don't worry. Give me the color. What do they come in, black and gold?
Black, red, white.
Black is good.
Black, red, and blue. And this is the gold edition. And I got to show you the FroNation stuff after this. Please. We have a FroNation now.
Cool.
But what was I going with Pascal?
He's ordered everything.
Oh, he's ordered. He purchased the guide and said, I've gotten a lot.
This is a thank you.
Yeah, I'm more than an advanced photographer. But the thing is,
thank you. That's
absolutely. The best stuff that I put in there are the photo shoots. Those are things that people couldn't get. You talk about that one extra thing they can't get.
Good for you.
4 photo shoots. And I had internet marketing people going, wait, the 4 photo shoots should be your upsell. And I said, no way in hell am I going to make people sit through the boring information, because it gets boring. I mean, it doesn't get boring.
It gets boring if they've heard it 38 times, right? Like, how many more times do you want to hear that I was born in Russia and sold lemonade? 0.
Yeah.
But you're creating context for other people. And then you get into right? Like, if I was a Gary Vee fan, if I was a fan of me, I would always skip the first 15 minutes of a keynote and then watch, because that's where I'm going to update it to what the reality is right now.
And that's why I'm putting the keynote up for them to listen to first.
know?
And what you just said is true, because I'll put you on in the background. It could be something from 4 years ago. It's interesting to hear what you thought then and how the times have changed and what you go to now.
Now you're being really strategic. That's just you being smart, and that's smart. To understand, was I right? How did I think about that's just gaining more context.
And you're ready for a year-end wrap-up coming up again, and maybe you have another one out there. When's that coming out?
I don't know. The Daily shut down. I was kind of siphoning off of that. I've got something really big brewing, so I wonder if it clicks, I could be doing it by January, which would be still an appropriate time to do predictions.
Sure.
So next couple of weeks, I'll know if I want to just do something on personal Gary Vaynerchuck or if I'm going to do it on a different platform.
Personal.
Well, I'm always going to do something on personal, but am I going to do something on an amplified TV
platform,
screen and then just aggregate it on Gary? So
I know, because I know you've been offered TV stuff in the past and reality stuff, and the whole reality world is there, and I've got people wanting me to do the same thing, but we don't even need to go down there. Toys. You've been collecting toys lately. What's up with that?
Can't tell you.
I
tell you everything. I told you my exact game plan on my Instagram, Facebook post, which is far more important and strategic, but this toys thing is still under wraps.
All right. I mean, I have all my He-Man at home. I have my Castle Grayskull. I mean, I brought you something.
You did. I'm excited now.
I did.
If we're allowed to open it and try to find...
you talked about this. Is there a gold card in here?
There are no gold cards in these. That was the baseball cards they gave out. I want to see... So, for those of you guys who can't see at home, it's the Desert Storm Topps baseball cards from 91, and there are Norman Schwarzkopfs in there.
You know what's really sad?
There's no gum in there. Oh, yeah, I was hoping I got to open and try to pull a Norman Schwarzkopf out of it.
You know what's really sad is that Topps took advantage. Sorry. Topps literally took advantage of such a war.
Yeah, and put out cards and sold them.
I mean, it's capitalism at its finest.
I just wish it had the gum in there that would stick to it, like the 87 Donruss.
Could you imagine a card company putting out war cards now? You can never do it.
General Richard G. Grave.
I got a sticker badge.
Yes, they all come with stickers.
Okay.
I'm looking for the Schwarzkopf.
The Schwarzkopf's the big thing, right?
Schwarzkopf, and
Shit.
there's a George W.
I got a USSS Midway.
You know, these are really crappy cards. I got a
Hold
guy
on, I
wearing
need
a
one
guy wearing the gas mask, Gary.
I need one more. I want to pull the Schwarzkopf so bad.
Flying High, the F-18. These
Hold
are
on,
the
hold
worst
on,
cards
hold
now. All right, take a look at that. All right, do you want
Wings
to open
over Egypt.
I got Wings
This
over
is-
Egypt. That's a
Did
double.
you? That's a double.
What's that
Oh
rating?
wait, I got the gas mask too. Wait a minute. Did we get the same pack? Did you get the paratrooper?
No, I didn't get the paratrooper. But there's only 88 cards, and yet you should have the whole set from the box.
I'm taking one.
You're
more
just
pack.
gonna keep going,
Well,
aren't you?
I'm going to go 3 because we got to get back into the interview. But I really want to pull the Schwarzkopf because that's the.
I got
shot.
the TOW anti-tank gun. I got the M1 Abrams.
Preparing for a jump.
We should just have Ari keep opening the pack.
Uh-oh! Secretary of Defense, Dick Cheney.
You got Dick Cheney!
I got the Cheney, baby.
Wow.
I pulled the dick. Look at
Is
this.
that before the heart or after the heart? That's before the heart.
Before. I pulled it. All right.
Anyway,
I feel good with that.
I mean,
All right.
baseball cards.
Yes.
My brother and dad were the big collectors.
Okay.
They went to all the shows. I went to the shows just to get the soft pretzels because I enjoyed the soft pretzels.
And
But
you were younger?
I was younger.
Cool.
I would sit and help them open.
Yep.
I had to be careful.
Yeah, of
89
course.
Upper Deck Griffey Jr. cards.
Sure.
Foil packaging was a new thing.
$2 a pack. That stunned us all.
Expensive back in
Yep.
the day. I loved doing that
Yeah, it
stuff.
was a great time.
Cards, and I know that you have a big card background. So, photographers,
Mm-hmm.
I get messages nonstop. How do I market myself on Facebook, and how do I do this? And I'm going to leave
Yep.
it to you to just give some Gary V words of wisdom. What would you say to a photographer trying to find their way to get more gigs?
Niche. If you really asked me like the real game plan, like if my brother asked me, I'd go niche. I think that there's so many things to own, and everybody's now listening, and the first thing they defaulted into kids and animals and all that stuff. I'm talking like niche. If you really asked me, how do I become most successful, and you're good enough, let's start with that. You're actually a talented photographer.
Because it still comes back to talent.
Because it still comes back to talent. You're only going to be as good as your talent. It's just the truth. You can overextend it by your hustle, but your talent caps out. And so does your hustle. There's 24 hours a day. I'm trying, but it taps out. I'm trying to find that 25th. Dalmatians.
You want to own the Dalmatian market?
Yeah,
Because of their
Dalmatians.
spots?
I'm the person in the world that if you have a Dalmatian, and so here's how I would think about it. So I threw out Dalmatians. Let me reverse it again. I would find out what the 4 or 5 most expensive breeds are for dogs and cats in the world and make myself the expert in those, knowing that those people had money. I mean, that's the truth. That if you're going to spend $4,000 on your dog, that my photography of that dog can't seem too expensive and allows me to be more expensive.
Yeah.
If you live in an affluent area or close to an affluent area, I become the Short Hills, New Jersey expert. And I know the 11 public places in Short Hills, New Jersey to photo shoot and win that niche. Emerging things, MMA, skateboarding, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Hipster, maybe 4 years ago. That kind of Turks and Caicos 3 years ago. Like, show me something that's emerging or has dollars behind it, and don't be general. Kids is just not enough. You're going to end up competing with everybody. So if you really asked me, I would say niche, and then I would say put out content. For you and I, that was video.
Yeah.
For a lot of people emailing you, they can't pull it off. But what they couldn't pull off is great photos. So I would go and become a dominant player on Instagram and Pinterest and put out as many pictures of furry cat breed X to create the serendipity to bring awareness towards me. Maybe it's wineries, right? Like, but that's pretty crowded too. So like maybe it's wineries just in Oregon. Like I just think that it's niche and then it's heavy storytelling on the social networks of the world around that niche, period. And the story, I'm telling you guys right now, that was a very, very good piece of advice. And now the best part, what do you love the most? That also conceivably can be there. So like, do you like animals more than people? Do you like non-animal type, non-interaction, like scenery? Like so that's what I'm thinking.
And sometimes what people have to realize is that, I love shooting music. I love touring with bands and I love doing that stuff. But a lot of they don't pay. But it does lead to other things.
That's right.
When I can go shoot Justin Bieber and Psy and go shoot those pictures and do whatever I want with them, it gives me that credibility to say I was there, I was doing this, and people see that.
Do you know Scooter Braun or Adam?
I don't know them personally.
Okay.
I know of them.
Yep.
Do you?
Super well. Really
Oh,
good
really?
friends. Adam, his Scooter's brother, and Scooter's dad went to the Jets game with me this last weekend.
Oh, well, how'd that go?
We really well. I've known those guys for a little bit now, and we're like big diehard Jet fans together.
How many times
so,
did Gangnam Style play?
A couple, and it's just like so like you know, I met Scooter when it was just starting to happen, and so like to watch him become this force of nature in the music industry with Carly and The Wanted. And
I have a Call Me Maybe dance video.
doesn't
That was the
everybody-
band.
Isn't that a rule?
Everybody did, but
Yeah.
The Wanted, that was that other British band that played last night. I guess it was Scooter's show for the Jingle Ball. It basically sounds like what
right.
it was.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely
Because if you want Bieber, you're gonna get The Wanted and Carly and Psy.
and size. Who plays one song and leaves?
And listen, and is gonna make a fortune in 20 years bringing it back like the Macarena.
Is that coming back? We heard that coming out of the subway today.
The Macarena?
The guys ringing the bells.
I think it's if I could buy the rights to the Macarena right now, I would. That and Power Rangers.
Oh, you want the Power Rangers?
I just believe in bringing shit back.
Well, My Little Pony. Thus, My Little Pony sitting on your desk.
Thus, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Thus, Transformers. Thus, everything.
Well, you got to say He-Man.
If, of course.
How can you not bring He-Man back?
I love He-Man. I the amount of knowledge I have around Stinkor would blow your mind away.
Stinkor.
Yeah.
You have that much? Do you have one here?
I don't have one here, but I have one in a secret location.
He
that
still
soon will be
smells,
in-
doesn't he?
It depends on how mint he is.
My Stinkor still smells. Oh, that's
do you have Moss Man?
I have Moss Man. I have the originals. I didn't get into
you have
the
Tila?
third. Which one was Tila?
She was a major player. Did you get into She-Ra? Did you have She-Ra dolls?
I have a She-Ra doll.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, no, and I have the Castle. Castle
She-Ra's
Grayskull.
hotter than you think.
She was hot. Well, because Adam was just steroids.
Yeah.
Did you want to hear the story of how I got Castle
Grayskull?
Skull Mountain?
You got it on Christmas?
No, I'm Jewish, but
Me
it's
too.
okay. And are you really?
Yeah. I know Vaynerchuck doesn't come
No,
across as
that doesn't come across as the
Yeah,
Jewish type.
yeah.
But I guess the Belarusi. Part.
Getting out of Russia
Yeah.
is the part that,
Yeah.
if you took it all the way back.
Basically, 6 or 7 years old, my dad needed me to. Well, they wanted me to ride my bike because everybody else could. So they said, "Go ahead. If you ride your bike to the end of the block, you can get anything you want."
And you wanted Snake Mountain.
And all
more
I
than
wanted
life.
was it Snake Mountain or Skull Mountain?
Snake Mountain.
Snake Mountain. That's because it has the microphone in there. That's all I wanted. The only thing they forgot to tell me, I rode my bike to the end. I didn't know how to stop, so I fell off my bike and I got hurt. But still, we
Did
went
you
to
cry? Tell the truth.
probably. I was a pussy. I was the second born, and I was the one who always whined to get what I wanted.
Nice.
You know, they just been, oh, shut up, kid. But then we went to Kitty City and we got it.
Oh, Lionel Kitty City.
Kitty City.
Turn that frown.
Upside down.
Upside down.
And that's where I got all my video games.
Nice.
Anyway, that was Kitty City.
Cool.
I have a cool.
Rest in peace,
I have a
Kitty
good
City.
question here. Giving clients what they want versus what they need.
Both. Just like everything in life, right? You've got to find the right mix. For me, because I don't make enough money in VaynerMedia to like go this route, it's usually giving them what they need because I'm obsessed with my legacy. The truth is,
So you're saying you'd make more if
the
you
truth
gave them
is,
what they
I'm
want.
so vain. That's why I put out my stuff because I want the legacy, and that's why I give it away. To me, I don't want the money. I want everybody to be like, that was the fucker.
But you want the Jets first, so you need the money to get to the
Yeah,
Jets.
and I feel like I'm good at making money, and like you know what's so funny, Jared? I'll give you a scoop here. I need the journey to try to buy the Jets more than the Jets.
Because what happens when you get them?
I'm gonna cry the next day, like you did when you fucking fell off the bike.
Yeah.
Like I need the climb. To me, it's the hunt.
Oh yeah.
Like when I was a little kid, like I had a good 7th grade, girls really liked me. I just wanted to get them to like me. I was scared of them after that point.
Yeah.
Like it was the hunt, not the execution. And like, so, you know, that's my life.
Yeah.
Like once I felt I was the guy in the wine business, it became less interesting.
So speaking of wine,
Yeah.
if you were to put a Nikon on the table, what best wine or what would the best wine be to go with it?
Is that a good one?
Nikon. I like Nikon.
Cool.
If we said something like Sony, then you can give them a.
I thought
wine.
I thought Nikon was good, but I just wanted to reconfirm. I didn't want to get
I
clowned
love
by
them.
everybody who's listening. What time of day is it?
We're gonna go with after 8
PM.
p.m.
I would go with a Barolo. I'm obsessed with Nebbiolo, the grape that's behind Barolo right now. I think that it's the most complex yet delicate. It's like a beautiful woman that will really stimulate your brain more than physically. And now you're like, holy shit. That's what I think Barolo is.
Is that a red wine?
Yes.
Because I like red wine. No, I'm not a big wine drinker. Personally, not.
Can we change that?
I've ordered wine from you, but as
I appreciate
gifts
it.
to people
Thank you.
because
The context of the relationship.
Gary
It's
was
amazing.
there. He had
Yep.
this. I was like,
Yep.
oh well, he helped me, and he actually I emailed Gary.
Same reason Pascal bought your video.
Yeah, Yeah. I emailed Gary and said, I'm looking for wine, and he put me in touch with somebody over
Kristen
at the store.
Or Brandon, probably.
Brandon,
Yep.
to help me out, and Brandon took care of me, and I said, look, I don't know anything about wine. This is my budget. Send the best bottle that you can.
Go.
And that's what he did.
Good.
And I got a nice thank you from the clients.
I've been thinking about starting an iPhone app called, I don't know what I'm going to call it, but I'm thinking about launching an iPhone app where you literally log in, you tell us how much, and you answer 3 really random questions that I'm going to make 200 or 300 questions of, and your gift note, and I take care of everything else.
I need that.
That sounds really good.
Is that really good?
Yeah.
That's,
I fucking think this is a good idea.
and
right?
and you'll have it out tomorrow because it's already done, isn't it?
Like, no. What we'll have, the answer is the reason we'll have it out is I'll spend like 3 days a month up front with me and my team tasting a bunch of shit, creating 200 wines that we think really over deliver, and then have them in the sectors in the grid where most people, and then that's it.
Well, I have a
And it'd be
question.
fun, right? Like think about you buying something for Jared, right? You go to the app and you say, you don't like him that much, you say $10 for the bottle. And then you ask like, is this
High C
person
orange.
cool or not cool? Is this person, like, do you see them as somebody who likes to go to the movies or not? Things that actually don't make sense? Right. Not like what kind of wines do they drink? More like, do you think that this person would rather? Is this person Legos or Power Rangers? Like that kind of stuff.
You're associating things with weird stuff,
and that actually would help us. Believe it or not, that psychology of it is actually where I want to go.
Star Wars and Star Trek, two different things.
Love it. And then we would literally make a grid against those questions, and then the wine would be automatically spit out, and then we'd ship it out immediately. I'm gonna do this. What should I call it? Maybe your fan base. Hit me up at facebook.com/Gary with a name for this thing. I'll totally give you daps in the app that I think will actually do well. I'll put your some love in your photo at the end of it. I'll make it an Easter egg. Somewhere hidden in the app will actually be your name and your picture and a link to whatever you do. This is my way to pay forward to Jared's community.
I like that.
I think this thing's gonna work.
You said something, and this is me asking you a question, probably not for everybody out there, but well, because I got you sitting
Hey, listen,
here, so
you got
why
me.
not ask?
I know.
Well, that goes back to the gatekeepers thing. We should come back to that. So since you were doing a daily show for 5 years,
Yes.
What happened when you stopped? Did your community continue to want more? Did they go away? Did they go somewhere else? What happened?
Yes.
Everything.
All of them. Right. Some went away. There was the routine, and I stopped giving them their
fix.
Their fix, right? Some, at that point I was very heavily already talking about business, so a lot of people segued into both. But I have an inbox full of 5,000 to 10,000 people who are like, I will pay you $3 an episode. I mean, like real money. Like, holy fuck. Like I made it. And half of them wouldn't. So, 4,000 people paying me $3 an episode. You could start, wake up in the morning, takes me an hour to make $12K, not too shabby. Like talking about the ROI long term if you're willing to go there. There was and listen, I wake up in cold sweats once a month saying I should come back. Like I love wine, I miss it. I miss the routine myself.
But that's the thing. If you have the passion to go back for it, then you're always going to go back. But you don't want to burn yourself. Did you get burnt out, or you just had enough?
No, I was both.
Enough,
I was
both.
finished. I was ready for another thing. Like I couldn't deliver what I felt like I needed to deliver, and I felt like I needed to leave on top.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know exactly what that feels like, because if I'm not shooting, I'm not happy. If I'm not going out and taking photos for fun, not for making content for everybody out there, which it's been 3 years, I've put out a lot of stuff. I'm adapting to the future for what makes me happy.
I have a startup idea that I'm going to not talk about on the air because it's really important to me. It's going to be the first VaynerMedia product that I need to talk to you about. Okay. It's going to be big, and I think you can, A, help me with it, and B, could be good for you.
Well, that's because of what you've been doing in the tech field. You've invested there. I am looking to go that direction too for the future.
Good for you.
We all have ideas.
Yeah.
The Kickstarter out there kicking things. I've got some good charitable ideas that are great too, but there's product ideas that are kick-ass that it's just a matter of getting the right team put together, striking at the right time, putting together the right thing.
Always.
And knowing the ideas that I've had after watching you speak, these goals that I've set for myself, and actually hitting those targets and feeling that the ideas that you have come to fruition is just amazing.
It's a nuts feeling. I told my mom once, about a year into Wine Library TV, that Conan O'Brien and Ellen DeGeneres were going to be two people that were going to put me on TV. I literally said those words. And I remember saying, not Oprah. And she was like, why not, honey? And I was like,
you get a bottle of wine. You get a
I was like,
bottle of
I
wine.
just think they'll get me. And literally within 6 months, I was on both. And had no inclination don't believe in the secret. It's not like I put it out there and it happened. You have to execute. Yeah, though, just shit like that happens.
Yeah. How are we doing on time, Ari?
6 minutes.
6 minutes left? Really?
It goes
We've done
fast.
that well? Oh, but this is totally enjoyable. I had something good to ask, and I totally forgot. Do you want to open another?
Gatekeepers?
Yes.
Am I good
Thank
or what?
you.
Am I good? Guys, did you see what happened there? Was that good or what? Are we opening another pack because of that?
I just wish the gum was in there because I would keep eating it. But
God,
yeah,
I want a
gatekeepers.
Schwarzkopf so bad.
Schwarzkopf or Colin Powell. I'll take a Colin Powell in
That's
here.
true.
The one I called
What, Ari?
the other day.
The M1 Abrams.
Thing.
The power of the tomahawk. This is literally showing blowing up buildings.
This is really bad stuff.
Tops is a-
gatekeepers.
Yeah.
Gary is the one who literally says you can get to anybody today. You want to
Yeah.
get to an artist, tweet them.
Yep.
Find them online. How did I get to Montes Yahoo? He had a MySpace page at the time, and his manager was on there, and I just called. It's just, there are no gatekeepers. You can get to anybody you want. I'm sitting here talking to Gary V because I asked and put the time in, and it's been a long, we've stayed in touch, which is great.
It's all context, right? People ask me all the time, but we have stayed in touch, and you've stayed in touch in such an authentic way, right? Like you've lived the jab, 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 right hook.
Oh shit, I got to read the book now to see where I'm in it.
And I mean it because I think the world's filled with right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook. And when you have right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, right hook, you know to duck. There's plenty of people in your community who've just only ever hit you up to ask you for shit.
Prime example, will you like my Facebook page? So guys, if you're going to send me messages on Facebook, and I learned this from Gary too, he said this on his wine page. I don't mind if people, I'm going to paraphrase because he's right here. If my competitors watch my page, but don't post your bullshit on my Facebook wall. So like never ask.
Oh! Colin Powell. Bam!
there it is!
The Colin.
The Colin Powell card. Finally.
I'm on fire.
That's the one that could have been president one day.
He really could have.
It was-
Oh, wait a minute. How about a commander-in-chief in the same pack?
George W. H.W. Bush.
What a pack.
That is a great pack. That is like the pack of all
I got
packs.
the pack. Anyway, yes. So you've never right hook, right hook, right hook. You asked questions up front. I felt a connection to you off that keynote. Who knows why? So I felt thrilled to give you a couple things. But you didn't keep asking for more. You kind of then took the couple things and you like had some moral compass internally that allowed you to recognize where it was time for you to do. And because you did, I respected that. And then when you'd come back and, these 7 interactions, we've had 11 interactions.
Yeah.
And with Twitter, probably 50, but like 11 maybe on like email level or a little more personal.
Yeah.
I've always felt really comfortable because I think your cadence has been very good. When people realize that I'm right or good or as good as I am, you start wanting to be like, fuck, this guy's giving and he's that good. People get into defaulting into taking very quickly. I've always massively respected the people that have understood how to like, A, maybe bring me value. B, which I'm never looking for. I'm really weird that way. I can get mine, so I don't need much. But just respecting the allocation of my time has been something I pay attention to, and I always over-index for people that I think are doing. Listen, you've been doing as much as anybody that I've watched, and that makes it super interesting. I mean, listen, I don't have 45 minutes, period, right now. The fact that I'm doing this while, like, the 200 people that are sitting out there, many of my employees that actually need my time right now, and I'm not doing a good enough job. So for me to carve out this in lieu of that.
Thank you very much.
And I'm not looking for that. I'm just saying it speaks to my belief in jab, 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 right hook. It just does.
And we should probably end on that. Check out the Thank You Economy. It's out there, and the first one is called Crush It. I read that thing. It's not going to give you the secret to making it. It's going to give you the kick in the ass that says, oh shit, there is no secret. I can kind of do this. And you just got to beat the crap out of whatever it is you want to do and just keep your head down and do it.
I wish everybody out here good luck. And when are you airing this? Before the holidays?
Yeah.
Happy holidays to everybody. And yeah, if I could be a help, facebook.com/Gary and Gary VEE.
The best Twitter name ever.
The worst. 2 silent vowels from a marketer. I'm a fucking idiot. Guys, happy holidays. Jared, thanks so much.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you. Now that has to be one of the most fun Raw Talks that I've had. I mean, I do these things for you, but I also do them for me because it's fun to go and talk to these different people in different industries and get some information, get some answers for myself. I mean, he's here. I might as well ask some questions, which is a really, really cool thing, and that was a lot of fun. So I thank you guys a lot Oh, and I forgot to put a secret word in there, Ari, which is fine. We're going to call it, the secret word is going to be Norman Schwarzkopf. So go ahead and, what, Ari? I don't know. Just spell Norman Schwarzkopf any way that you want to. Put it out on Twitter and just say Norman Schwarzkopf. Or on Facebook, just say Norman Schwarzkopf. And you can put in there RAWtalk. And this week we don't have a salute, because last week it was the best of the best of the best with honors, sir, without the salute. And they didn't have to write without the salute. But so, yeah, that is it. So I'm going to, there's a secret thing, and that's it. You had to go all the way through to the end to hear it. So thank you all the sponsors. I don't even want to give names right now, but don't forget that the contest is going on FroKnowsPhoto.com/contest. The holiday sale's there. You can pick up some t-shirts at a discounted price. The FroKnowsPhoto Beginner Guide is there on DVD and as a digital download. And that is really going to be it. Thank you guys for listening, and we will be back with more Raw Talk in the future. Please subscribe on the YouTube. Please subscribe on the iTunes, and enjoy your Raw Talk and whatever else you guys are doing. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.